So basically, we're doing a new STEAM program for the 2020 fall semester. The grades are grade 9 to 12, and the teachers are university teachers from Ohio, professors, and PhD students and PhD teachers. So it's pretty amazing. The first 5 courses will be recorded. So we'll send you guys a video recording for these courses. And then we'll have 5 smaller group classes to prepare you guys for that. So it'll be 5 recorded classes, and then it'll be small bite-sized classes with teachers like that. So after all of those classes, you'll be publishing your own paper on the American Academic Journal. So make sure that's amazing. It's awesome. This class will make you go onto the newspapers or things like that. And it's a really cool experience to have. Course outline. The fosters it'll foster students' critical thinking, and it'll help their creativity and complex problem-solving abilities. It'll raise students' awareness of STEAM fields and values to develop these different things and in society. It'll engage and prepare the students for the future. It'll make them ready to write reports and the advancements in the STEAM research and technology. There'll be studies in STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So there's a lot of amazing things that you guys can learn from that. And then we also have innovation projects and research carried out by students, like writing papers or doing their own projects, which is pretty cool. So we won't be showing we won't be having a teacher here, but we will be showing you guys a video for this. So it'll be a little bit different than what you guys are used to, but just watch the video. It's basically last time's open house video, and I'll be sharing it on my screen. So hopefully you guys can get ready. So please give it a second. Let me first prepare it up because, okay. So let me share this screen. There we go. And then, sorry, it's sort of taking a little bit. There we go. Hopefully.
Thank you, guys. And I'm very glad to have this opportunity to talk to you guys, to introduce our program. So let me bring up this slides. Can you guys see it? The PowerPoint? The screen share? Okay, very good. And so this is sort of a presentation slides for what we're trying to do is, so we have this new journal, and we call it International and STEAM Communications. So the idea is you guys already kind of getting a little bit introduction from Jaden about what is STEAM. It's a science, technology, and engineering and art we put in there, and also mathematics. So it's pretty much covers most of every subjects you can imagine. And the journal is purely designed for the purpose to help school students and their teachers to write about their science and explorations, including science, technology, and arts. So it's kind of a pretty comprehensive topic overall. And so you are going to conduct research and figure out how to write reports and also have a place to publish. Because I know that nowadays and kids are going to all kinds of extra curriculum activities, and you go to robots and then you play all kinds of outside school informal learning, but this will provide a platform for you to actually convert your favorite project into something it's tangible you can actually point to. It's like your thesis and your paper, and give you a sense of achievement. Also will help your college applications. So this is sort of a general idea. So so this is a journal here, and we have already quite a few students published in there, and we're receiving a lot of submissions. And so we're opening up to the world, and hope that students can actually, more talented students, if you're interested, you can start to submit to this. In the process, and then we have a whole a series of training and outreach programs to help you to learn to write and how to conduct research and how to write critically and use evidence-based kind of claims and then also make it into a kind of publishable quality paper. Okay, so this is sort of the general overview of what this program is. And I want to kind of step back a little bit and talk about why we want to do this and what's the origin of it. And so let me see if I can go to the next page. All right, so let's first talk about your schools. I don't know if you're in love with your school or whatever. So we have done a lot of research, and the literature as well reflected that the school education usually they promote the regular type of knowledge and skills that a lot of students will just use memorization and to do it. And so students going through the schools, they often lack kind of a self-driven interest and long-term goals, and also many lack the ability to sort of figure out a creative question and conceptualize what is a good question to ask about research, about life, and about everything. And also, you need to come up with creative designs to solve problems, and these are not really taught in regular courses. And the most of all, it's like many students do not have the experience or training to write kind of professional, critically analyzed papers, which are very important for conducting effective communication and collaboration in the future as a leadership. So all these things are very important skills that to help students to have lifelong learning and also become successful in their careers. So all these are highly demanded by parents for their children. So these are the kind of the motivation, the origin of what we want to do. And so basically we want to teach you something that the current education are not providing. Although we're working very hard to try to change the system, but you know, it's a gigantic education system with many years of history, so it's very difficult for it to change quickly. However, the world is changing quickly, so our education system is not catching up. And here I give you a diagram to show in the future what kind of jobs you can imagine. This diagram is a little kind of old, but they still show the trend. You don't have to read the fine print, but I'm going to explain you. For example, you will see the blue and red lines and they're going up, and you will see the other lines and going down. So the other lines all represent the routine job or the labors and whatever, and sooner or later they're going to be replaced by computers and robots. And the blue and the red lines, and they represent somewhere you have a profession in certain field, and also you have a great leadership and can be lead effective complex communication and to lead a project. So these are the jobs that's going up, and also most of these jobs are in the STEM areas. So these are the kind of future trend. So in order to be successful to getting into some of these fields, and what should you need? So there is a very popular kind of ability and a skill set that define in education. We call it Bloom's taxonomy on skills. If you look at it, you can see a 6 layer of different skills, and at the bottom is this very routine kind of memorization and a little bit understanding, and then a little bit advanced, so you can apply these things in multiple contexts and areas. So, and further going up, and you're doing more complex analysis, and you are evaluating certain things. And the top is creation and innovation abilities. So these are the kind of the pyramidal structure of the skills. So if you can achieve at the top level skills, and then you're going to secure a very good career in the future. So these are kind of the ideas that we're trying to reforming our education to aim for training these skills. But as I said just now, the education system is a bulk, and they have multiple roles, so it's evolving very slowly. And so in recent years, a lot of the big companies, and especially the high-tech companies, they kind of feel a little bit not happy with the current education system, so they try to redefine the education goals. So these are the companies. I've just made a copy of their logos, so you probably will recognize most of them. And then redefine the new centuries, since we're getting into the 21st century. So the new century is a skill, they call it 21st century skills. And these are the emphasis for future education. And in general, we'll see three areas. And one is the cognitive skills. Basically, you need to have knowledge and deep learning. Also, you have all kinds of skills like creativity, critical thinking, and the metacognition basically is learning how to learn, and all the other skills that you can manipulate different kinds of complex technology and stuff like that. And also the intrapersonal and interpersonal. So the interpersonal is highly emphasized because in the future, as you see the job trend, and if you want to do a leadership, and this is sort of, you have to build up based on your initial kind of communication skills. And this is highly emphasized because in the future's world, and you're not going to work alone. We live in a society. So communicating with people and collaboratively working, and eventually become a leader of some kind of, that's how you gradually train your skills in this area. And the intrapersonal is basically how you train your kind of a non-cognitive skills. It's like how you manage yourself and in learning and life, and become a lifelong learner and have good ethics and values about the world and have a developmental mindset. So these are the sort of general ideas about this 21st century skills that we are kind of reforming our education system, try to help with. And so this is sort of the future. Well, we're still working on it. And then what about the students in the classes right now? So, so what we can do is we can provide you through many years of the experience. I have sort of a way to help people is to go through the professional and scientific writing. So this is a really useful strategy to help the students to start to train many skills that aligned with the 21st century skills. So this is also kind of reflected based on my experience, because through my career for the past 20-some years, I have the opportunity to advise about nearly 100 different kinds of students, and mostly grad students, and also research scientists and the professors from different institutions, and the junior professors. So when they come to me and when we start to plan a project and do research, the most important skills I often observe is that they do not really have a clear idea what they want to do. And also after doing some research, they also lack the ability in writing a good report and doing a meaningful analysis of the result and forming a good research question. So these are all kind of missing in there. So I think it's like, why don't we start to train? Because throughout their life, they're just going to the school and getting the routine knowledge. So they're very good at solving a kind of textbook problems. Otherwise, they won't be a PhD student or professor somewhere, but starting researcher. But they do not get enough opportunity to form their own creative questions and the solutions for the real world. So then I, with the help of a few team members and colleagues, we start to thinking together about how to actually help young students to start this process. So, so this program is sort of the result of that kind of thinking and planning. And therefore, we start think we should let young students from the school ages, it's like from middle school to high school students mostly, and to start to practice the real scientific research, and also start to practice writing scientific and professional papers. And so that you can train your critical thinking skills and train how you kind of creatively ask a question and creatively design a solution, and also collect data, analyze them, and make arguments, and then write a clear report and with a solid evidence. And so these are all the things that's highly demanded in the future's career. therefore, we kind of established this new journal, and then we now start to implement a whole sequence of training programs and outreach programs, and try to bring these kind of opportunity to the middle school and high school student community and their teachers. So this is sort of the motivation of why we do it. And just highlight a few benefits of doing this. As I just mentioned, you'll get training of a lot of skills that the current education system is missing. So you're not going to learn these in your classrooms, but rather you will need to kind of spend your own time to conduct your own self-directed research, and then under the help with some of the training program, you may be able to and achieve much more than what you can do in the classroom. So these are the skills that we are talking about. They are all aligned with the 21st century skill, such as all these three areas of the cognitive, intrapersonal, interpersonal, because when you conduct research, and usually you can form a team and you work with people, and so that you'll communicate with them, and you may be a project leader or these kind of thing, and you can practice leadership. And also through the inquiry for doing the science research, and you'll be able to gain a lot of creative and critical thinking skills, and that are not trained in the current classrooms. And also you'll learn how to manage yourself and plan your research and make your writing and everything. So all these things will also train your intrapersonal skills. So the writing really, doing the research and the write for a scientific report really synthesize everything all together. And also you'll get an early exposure to the STEM field, where you know that the future jobs and the careers is in there, and you can sort of settle your mind and focus on certain things, and figure out your interests, and start to develop your learning and career early on. And also as a direct reward, when you achieve something and you publish it, and this gives you some tangible record, and so when you go further study or future career development, you have something you can put into your CV and the resume, so that you will gain some advantages over there as well. So these are the kind of a quick summary of the basic advantages and the benefits you will have. And how do we do this thing is like, if you're enrolled in this, and so we have these kind of a training course, and there are a few things and about writing, and we need to doing research and writing, we need to emphasize. So there's a lot of details in there, but it's like generally there are several big areas. For example, first you will need to do some reading about the literature to see how other peoples are working on these similar problems, and also you need to, through the literature and also your own ideas, that you need to identify good, valuable topics that you want to work on, and also learn how to ask good research questions. So these are the most important things to get everything started. And once you have this formed, and you can start to kind of make creative designs of the research, and then you can conduct the research, and it could be a literature review or critical analysis, and review others' data, analyzing others' data, or conduct your own data collection and analyzing your own data. So there are all kinds of details you can, skills you can learn. And also then the final step is to actually write solid evidence-based research papers. And so these are the whole package of the things that you can expect. But we can actually conduct this in various different levels. That's why we make this journal at the level suitable for middle school and high school students. So we're not really targeting the groundbreaking science, but we're rather targeting a good practice and this project that's suitable for your age. So this is a sort of the topics, and also as I said, and the topics can involve many topics in the STEM area, and also involve a lot of topics in liberal arts. And for example, you can review certain historical events, and you can do all these kind of analysis of what has happened, and also review certain arts and all these other things. And also, for example, like this pandemic, we actually created a simulation, and you can play with the simulation and figure out different kind of strategies and to help the pandemic situation. So these are the things that a lot of things that you can think about. And our coach is going to help you identify these interesting topics that fits your interest, because I want you to do something that you really have a passion for and you're really interested into, and based on which you can actually build up your future study and the career line. All right, I think I'm going to stop here, and if anyone have questions and need more information, you can chat with me. So I guess that's